Well, guys, it's been a long Christmas, long holidays. And I just have one question, and this is something that has always been a thing. And that is, how long do you wait to take down the tree? I have heard two varying things about it. I've heard people say after January 1st it comes down. But if you're in the Catholic persuasion and other religions very similar to Catholicism, it's Epiphany that you wait till to take the tree down. I don't know. All these years, I've never really gotten a solid answer about it. But there's the tree. Did all that myself. No gifts. Nobody came this year. But that's okay. It was nice because it was just me and my other half here, and we had a quiet little Christmas. She made an immense dinner. Oh my God, that turkey and all that stuff. It was so good. And you can see I got a little fatter. She made, it was the first time she'd ever cooked a turkey. You know, what they did in her family is they did stuff on the small scale. They would do a chicken turkey style, and it would taste like turkey, you know, the way they did it. But this is her first time, she said, at least I think that's what she said, cooking an actual turkey in the oven. And it came out so nice. It came out really good. And we did 2 buttermilk pies. And we did sweet potato casserole. It was awesome. Homemade stuffing. Very awesome. Let's see, what else did we have? There's quite a few things. Oh, she calls them Papa's mashed potatoes. They are mashed and whipped to a fine, it's almost like drinking potatoes. It's good, though. Just the right amount of salt, butter, and pepper. Awesome. And we had, let's see, Mom got us the turkey. It was just a small turkey, you know, just a small one. There was no need for, I'm getting a glint off of that selfie rod. That sun is hitting it just right. There. Of course, I also look fatter because a recliner chair scrunches your neck up, and you're in a weird position when you film from a recliner. But my back hurts, and I like my recliner when my back hurts. We had a great thing. Our anniversary is always on the 24th, and then Christmas Day comes right after. And it's nice to put all that together. It's good time all the way around, you know. It's kind of proper in a way. That makes sense. But anyway, getting back to it, the thing about the tree, if any of y'all know, when should you take down the Christmas tree? When should you put up the Christmas tree? I was late getting that thing assembled this year. I waited until about a week before. Usually, I'll put the tree up. After Thanksgiving, I'll go ahead and assemble it somewhere in that range, close to it. But this year just didn't feel the same as it has, and it just didn't feel very Christmassy, and I lacked the energy. I've been kind of sick, on and off, and a million other things have been going on. Some of y'all know, and some of y'all don't. We had some financial issues happen. Switched lines of work, and the school system she was working for gapped us. We had a month between paychecks, so we had to scrape by the best we could. We had to pull on our savings. We had to borrow money. Thankfully, the money's almost all paid back now. A lot of things that we were making time payments on, they got skipped, so God knows what it did to our credit, but... And, let's see, I'm still paying on a stove that I got, and I think she's about ready to pay off the fridge, and this... That's another thing on a whole other tangent. If somebody says a house has been flipped, don't buy it. Run for the goddamn hills. Yeah, I've been thinking about that this morning, too. Things I gotta fix. That are in the coming year, possibly, when we have the money to do it. We essentially have to tear the entire add-on off of this house, build a proper platform under this house, well, under where the add-on was, because all they did, they built the rooms on the porch. They didn't even put any reinforcing beams. They just built the rooms on the porch. And the porch ain't in all that great a shape. She stepped through the porch. And it was a good-looking porch. Actually, I am going to go down this tangent. This is something all you young people need to understand. In most cases, a flipped house, I should say, real estate flipping should be a synonym for con game. Because here's what we had. She stepped through that good-looking porch. Went right through it. Thank God the ground was like a little under a foot below that porch. It looked like a perfectly rebuilt and redone porch. It looked like it had the tongue and groove porch boards in there. You know what they did? The inspector even missed this. I'm going to bring this up because when you go and you look at a house that's been flipped and you're considering buying it, always try to find the lipstick. The other thing that flipped real estate means is painting wood over all the damaged crap. Make it look good. Good enough to sell. Good enough to sell. Not good enough to last. This was our first experience with flipped houses, and I'll never buy another flipped house. I'll never buy a flipped house. Well, this is her baby. And it's all right. It's fixable. But we could have done a little better, I think. What they did with that porch, it had rotten planks. It was the old tongue and groove wood that they put on these old houses. And instead of pulling the tongue and groove wood up and putting new planks down, what they did, because they're assholes and they're lowballing everything because they're trying to take money rather than do a good job, they took 1/4-inch plywood and they laid it over those rotten planks, tacked it down, all in random places, Didn't even tack it to joists, just wherever they could stick a nail. And they did it with those damn, they call it a coil nailer. It's for driving roofing tacks, all over that thing. And then, to make it look like it had been replanked, see, the plywood gave it its solidity, and then to make it look like it was planks again, what they did is they went and they got them a bunch of shoe molding, about that wide, like porch planks. The stuff like you see at the baseboards of your house, only it's squared off. It wasn't rounded at the top, or it's just straight 1x2 shoe molding. Just trim board, not even pressure treated. And they took and they laid that over the top of that plywood. Tack, 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 tack. Made it look professional. But to look at it that way, you'd know what it was. So what they did, bastards, what they did is they took this incredibly cheap crap job they did, and they slathered on a thick, thick coat of sky blue, thick latex porch paint. Just so it looks. And then, to make it even more convincing, which they did to the front, and they did it to the back, and I'm going to have to tear the planks out of the front to see how bad they fucked us over. They banded it. They banded it with 1x around the edges of it, so you couldn't see their repair job. It was all banded, sealed up, painted. Now, here's the problem. You use plywood on a porch, any porch. You're not supposed to do that, number one. If you do that, you should probably use pressure treat, which they didn't. They plywooded that porch. Well, where's the water going to go? The reason porches have slats is so that when water stands on your porch, it goes through the slats, it drips away, the porch dries. Nothing rots, at least not right away. When you have plywood down there, the water just forms ponds underneath all that, and then the plywood rots, and everything that was sitting in the water that was standing on the plywood, the shoe molding, it rots. You don't see it because they had slathered all that damn paint all over the top. And even the inspectors didn't catch on to it. It looked so fine of a job. Because it was banded, you couldn't see the layers that they had put in. And it was all slathered. It looked like it had been like that, since the house was made. There was no way you could tell. It even had the nice pillars in there, So 3 months later, she goes out the sliding door in the back and poof, right through it. And that's when we discovered the bullshit. So you guys best think. And here's the other thing. We got stuff coming off of things now. We got walls cracking. We got wood that was put on things and covered in paint to cover up damage here and there and the other. And you better sit there when you hear that house has been fixed before sale by some professionals. That's basically a flip job is what that was. Look at every damn thing as close as you can. There was no way to discover that. But now that months have gone by, we're starting to see little things that are starting to show up. The paint and the wood, the lipstick is coming off. And we're finding out it's a pig beneath in a lot of ways. Not so much that we can't fix, but it's enough that it's really is an inconvenience and a disadvantagement. So I would say to you, before you buy a flipped house, or I'm pretty sure there are reputable people that flip houses, but that's the new carpetbagging thing, man. That's the new carpetbag. That's the new charlatan act going on across this country. Always check everything. Always have an inspector look at it before you sign anything. And even the inspector sometimes won't catch what they've done. They're really good at hiding shit. They're really good at hiding shit. So yeah, I got doors now I'm going to have to fix very soon because the house is drifting out of level. I'm going to have to tear shit off this house to level the beams. And that means out there, out front, I'm probably going to discover real fast if they have fucked over that porch the same way they did the back porch. In which case, when all that crap comes off, I'm going to have to replank that entire porch. Because I'm going to have to go back behind them and rip all that lipstick out of there. Probably going to be a million rotten planks underneath what they did. And all that stuff's going to have to be rebuilt. It also doesn't help if you buy a house with add-ons, look very close at it. It's like I said, those guys, not the flippers, but the old man that had this place, I guess he thought he was being smart. I don't know. He actually built that sucker out of square. And I don't mean like a little out of square. I mean like out of square. And I discovered that when I started trying to level all that stuff, because he not only built all that crap out of square, but instead of blocking it on cinder blocks so that it could support the weight of the rooms, he's got like little bitty red brick piles under there. No pads. It's down in this talcum soil, whatever it is down there. It's almost like vermiculite. But it's slowly sinking. I've already had to go under there and jack it up once. I'm going to have to do it again, I guess, because the doors are all getting screwed up back there. But opening up that porch. Oh, there's something reflecting on me. I wonder where that's coming from. Huh. No telling. Sorry, my eyes are watering for some reason. All that stuff, when I basically took apart all that crap that was rotted, it opened up the environment under the house. And now I've put back pressure-treated planked porches with pressure-treated columns and all that. But what it did is it started airflow up under there. And now all that foundation back there is starting to move. All those blocks, those piers and beams, it's all starting to move little by little. And the doors are going out of kilter and crap like that. So I'm going to have to take that entire porch apart again, or at least where the blocks are. And I got to jack up on this house and get that stuff fixed. That I can do that on the back. I can't do it on the front. On the front, I'm going to have to completely take all that porch crap off, so I can get to the blocks on the sill beam, and I can jack that up. I got two 40-ton jacks. I should be able to lift that pretty easily. But oh, excuse me, nose is going nuts. That's what I woke up to this morning. Just those thoughts in my head. It should be a good time, but it's a time of every time you touch an external door, it's a time of I got to think about what I got to do to fix all this crap they screwed up, you know. You walk through the house and the floor is like this in places now, you know, it's getting worse. Of course, I've been told that houses here in Mineral Wells, because of the way the geology is here, you got these big mountainous hills all around that the dirt and everything is coming down from. Everything on an incline here moves. The ground is always subsiding around here. So what I'll probably end up having to do is I'm going to have to get a short-handled shovel. I'm going to have to dig a network of trenches under this house so I can get under there and I can get to the blocks and I can actually level this bastard. Because there's a lot of work that's getting to be more and more work that's going to need to be done. So, but that's what's going on here. And in case you're wondering, why didn't I live stream this? It's because people try to chat. I turned it off. I tried it on, but people still try to chat or they complain about the chat not being there. These right here don't work so well. Yeah, these right here, I can't sit here and read the chat on the screen. So I think the best course of action on that is going to be just to do the video, post it, and then people can comment. And I hate to slight you guys like that, but it's physical limitation. Unless I get some kind of earphone and there's a piece of software that can audibly read the chat, you know, that comes up over here, you know. It also makes me hold the camera out of frame. Because the chat's over here on this side, you know, so you like have to move the camera over to get it in frame, and it kind of makes the whole thing go cattywampus. It's already kind of shaky. This is not a very good selfie stick. Like woo 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 woo. So first, I think this is like the second selfie stick I've ever used, and I've never been impressed with them all that much, the ones I've had. But anyway, we had our anniversary and we had Christmas. New Year's is yet to be here. I'm already sitting here calculating task lists and costs of things that are going to have to be fixed, replaced, or upgraded, you know, as far as the house goes. But I don't mind. Actually, when I can get down in there with a hammer and a saw and drills and tools and jacks and other things, I enjoy it. I got an air nailer that kicks ass, man. I can frame with that thing like nothing you ever seen. I used to use a hammer. I used to use all hand tools to do the framing. But after you've smashed your thumbs a few times and bent a few nails, you're sitting there and you're like, there's got to be a better way. So I went down to Lowe's and I got a Blue Hawk framing nailer. It's a 21 degree framing nailer. And it came with a palm nailer. It's a little bitty driver. You hold it in the palm of your hand and you push it down to the wood, put it on the nail head, and you gently push it down. And it goes, and it will hammer that thing flush. It's like when you have those loose nails from your clip, you know. Or if you have some free-floating nails, you can just hammer them in with that. That works pretty good. It doesn't like narrow-headed nails. It likes the framing type nails, you know. Excuse me. It's the other thing. My breathing has been garbage. Breathing has been total garbage. I have been inhaling stuff. So like I said, holidays have been interesting. It's the reason I haven't been posting anything. Dealing with health, house, and other things. It still feels like it's in my throat. But we're slowly getting over it. This is a new thing. It's like I'm inhaling, not just the postnasal drip, but the saliva, everything. It's like my breathing passage and throat passage cannot effectively switch. There's like leakage. I don't know how to explain it. As soon as I have money for that, I'll go see a doctor. Yeah, you know, we're all made of frickin' money out here. But anyway, damn, that's right on my vocal cords. That's pretty much what's going on. And, just a lot of business to tend to. And a lot of BS to clean up after. And a good Christmas time. It was a good Christmas and anniversary time. I enjoyed it. As they say, I wouldn't have spent it with anybody else. It's my honey bunny. But I hope all of you out there are doing okay. As you can tell, I'm a little under the weather, not entirely altogether there. If I could get that junk out of my throat right now, I'd be a hell of a lot better. But y'all have a good day. I'm going to go get some coffee because I usually film with coffee and I don't have it this morning, and that's probably why I'm feeling pretty rough. Take care, YouTube, and be good to each other. It's the end of the year. Let's all treat each other kindly to the new year.